the only thing I think was a thing for my dad, especially was boarding school. My dad just wanted us
to go and suffer.
And in fact, not just any ordinary boarding school, military school at that.
So today we'll be talking about African parenting. We just graduated from the school of African, from one school of African parents. So we'll just be exploring some of our experiences and how we think it should be, right?
We suffered though.
How many people?
She. That's their parents' name.
You and who suffered?
Yeah, I suffered.
Yeah.
I saw Lori.
You tell us some of the like.
You don't have stories to tell.
You saw Lori.
I saw.
You saw Lori. Okay, so you are most warmly welcome to our YouTube channel. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do well to subscribe to this channel. We'll be glad to have you as a member of this community. Thank you so much. So today we're looking at some of our experiences as young, lads who are growing up in our parents' house, how our families look like, and some of the things we faced in the process of growing up, and some of the weird experiences with our parents. So what do you think? Do you think our parents are wicked? The baby boomers and the Gen X, are they actually wicked, or they are trying to train us well? So that's what we'll be discussing today. So please tell us, can you tell me one of your most terrible experience as a child?
I don't even know what to say. Most terrible.
Just give us one of the terrible.
I had a lot of unfair experiences that I felt was unfair.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I'm listening. Let's hear.
There is something wrong.
No. Let's continue.
Okay, so I can't really
pick one now.
I don't even know what to pick. Is it the fact that maybe because I was the firstborn daughter?
Hey, yeah. Firstborn, you're firstborn.
I'm firstborn and I'm not again. There's a difference between, for that generation.
There's no difference.
Wait. For that generation, there's a difference between being a female and being a first, as in, there's a total difference. You're a firstborn, yes. There's not a difference if you're a male or a female. That gender is very, very specific because there's this responsibility they place on your head as a female growing up, especially if you're the firstborn. You just be hearing, I'm a bro,
No, before you had a bro.
Before I had a bro, I grew up to knowing, having the knowledge that I have a younger brother, because I think the age gap between us was just 2 years plus, just a few months. So
was there a day you were beaten that you felt mommy was wrong or daddy was wrong? And plenty times. Who beat you the most? Before I go into that, one of
mommy. Hey, Jesus, oh Jesus.
Your mommy will see this.
She should see it. She cannot deny it. She beat us. She beat hell out of us and beat everyone inside us.
So what was one of the experiences you had that she beat you? Tell us what you did.
I felt was unfair.
Tell us what you did and what she did.
Okay, we're living in Lagos, and you know how Lagos is very crazy with traffic and everything. So my dad wakes up very early in the morning, goes to work, and comes back late at night.
Okay.
So most of the time he's unable to eat dinner. Sometimes we try to make provisions for tea, bread, so that he will just have something to eat before going to bed.
Okay.
We have a neighbor that sells stuffs.
Okay.
They have a dog. That very night,
Dog
my daddy
bite
came back. Dog did not bite me. Let me shalaye. My daddy came back late as usual. We now discovered that we didn't have milk or Milo at home. So mom said, me and my brother that night should go and buy milk and Milo. Nile alaja. Me and my brother, we now look at each other like, is this woman whining us this night with that dog? Now, we're not focused on what we're sent. We were consumed by the fear of how are we going to escape from the dog, to go and knock, because definitely they have closed. We have to knock on their doors. So we got outside the door our house is kind of, you have door, you have nets. So we now got to our veranda where slippers and everything. Me and my brother started fighting. You wear my slippers, you don't wear my slippers. Now the problem was not the slippers.
It was a tactic.
It was the tension.
A tactic not to go and buy.
You don't understand. The
What
two
you
of us
were
were not willing to go to that place. Not because we don't want to G-share or we don't want to run the errand, but because we were so scared. So that was where we were dragging. You wear my slippers, you don't wear my slippers, you wear my slippers, you don't wear my slippers. Mom just came out, dragged the money from our hand. Okay. And once my mommy sends you on an errand, and she collects money from you, and goes herself, you are done for. Like, it's a standard rule in my house. Don't allow mommy to collect money from you. We knew that, but we prefer she should collect that money that night because there are times we had to run and jump. They have a staircase. Anytime they send us a message around night like that, there are times we have to fly the staircase in the bit to escape from the dog. We didn't tell them so, maybe because we didn't tell them the assessment. Maybe that's why they did not understand. When she just collected the money, my brother, we just went inside. Gen Xer went inside the room and went to go and kneel down.
Nobody asked you to kneel down. You just went
they don't have something that went inside the room to go and kneel down. Like they say, it's as if we already know, we already understood. We understood that it is finished, but we agree that it is finished. And I go and face that dog. I think I would prefer to chop the beating and chop it in peace. Mommy went and came back, made the tea for my daddy, served the tea. We're inside, we're kneeling down. Mommy not entered the room. And you share, start speaking a lot of you about that day. Now she beat us, so mommy was beating us in the room. My daddy was in the living room. He did not hear. They did not born you where to make sound.
Why didn't you make sound? It was not paining you.
If my daddy intervened, she would postpone it to the next day, and it would be ×2. So all of us compose. We composed and chop our cane, but my brother did not finish his own cane because they finished beating me. I cried, cleaned my eyes, came to the parlor and sat down. So my dad was looking at my face like, all is not well, and we're still beating my brother. So my dad was suspecting. My dad was looking at me like, hey, this girl, she's not smiling. Her face is looking somehow. So out of suspicion, he rose up and went inside and interrupted where they were beating my. He paid me shower, I allowed them finish beating him.
So that all of you will jump and see Egmont.
Seriously, I felt it was unfair that day because it was not as if we didn't want to go, but we were scared and there was danger. If dog bite us, it's not their problem.
So you felt your mommy beat you
unjustly. It was unjust. Mommy, it was unjust. In case you watch this thing, it was not fair.
You're faulting your mommy. All right. In any case, okay. So one thing that for me personally, I'm not sure I have any experience of daddy or mommy beating me unjustly. I can't really remember anyone because before you are beaten in my house, and the only person that will beat you is my daddy. Before you are beaten in my house, your cup will be full. Like your cup is just gradually. I remember one time he asked me to go and kneel down inside. I knelt down and I slept off there. So like he forgot me there, I slept off. So punishment, the easiest punishment is kneel down. That's all. And I can't really remember if he has ever beaten me unjustly, but I can remember the time he beat me justly.
Okay, you're beaten justly. I like that.
Yes. So because if you don't do anything wrong, there's no point for beating. Or the way is that there's no misunderstanding in what you have done. What you have done is wrong. My father will keep it. Grade level 1. Grade level 2.
Mommy no get
grade
you.
level 3.
Mommy no get you.
So I remember there was a time me and my sister. This is talking about discipline in the home for fathers, mothers, how the baby boomers and the Gen X, how they treated us.
How they handled the parents.
The Gen Y, their parenting style. Now, I remember me and my sister. I have an elder sister.
2 elder sisters.
I have. I'm talking about one of them.
Is it the immediate?
The immediate elder sister, 3 years older than I am. And I remember we used to fight a lot. We love ourselves, but we fight. We can blow ourselves a lot of fight. Sister, if you are watching this, you remember when you use to hit my head?
See, the day I use my brother head and eat Santa table. Santa table is glass. Mommy beats. Yay! You know, fair funny. I threw him from the chair on the center table. Bah. Mommy rushed out. They beat.
You are wicked. Alright, so I remember we used to fight, jump from one cushion chair to the other, like facing ourselves. We do gidigbo and all those fights and all that. So one of these days, Daddy just came back home and Mommy reported us. Mommy is always a reporter. My mom will report, like they will give him in details all the things we did when he was not around. So they told him and like that you are in trouble today. They beat the hell out of us. You are fighting your sister. Don't you know it's your elder sister? I did not know before. They beat me. I think I was the one who shopped the largest share. I took the lion's share of that punishment.
I think that's the irony of my own house. I do take the largest share of the beating. In the sense that Mommy says I'm the eldest. I'm supposed to be responsible. Like more responsible than my younger brother. That I'm supposed to be this, I'm supposed to be that. Even when it does not concern me, I'll still get beatings. I'm like, Ejo, Kini Moshe, what did I do wrong? Like, I don't understand. What fault is it? As in, I just wonder sometimes. I think your house is interesting since that your mom do report to your dad. My mom does wait for my daddy. My mom will take action immediately. Do nonsense.
You shop nonsense. You
now she do report to my dad, but if she reports to my dad, that means it's a dojo.
So my mom is a reporter. She will report you and give details on what you did when Daddy was not around. So for me, their discipline style is kind of, why is it that it's every time beating? I knew I did a lot of bad things, like growing up. I was supposed to be a very stubborn child. So being probably with the idea of you are the only boy. My mommy pampers me, like she loves me a lot. I love her. I love my daddy too. But you know, Daddy used to beat us. Mommy is gentle on this side. So their discipline style for me, I don't like it. I'd always wanted the idea of a family where you don't beat the child. Like I wanted that kind of. But why
a family where you don't beat a child?
Why I don't beat a child? Now, why growing up? I read from the scripture because I want to obey the scripture that what's it called? Madness. Stupidity or foolishness is in the heart of a child, and it is only the rod of correction.
It's not sweet in English. Aya ọmọdé ni wèrè disi egba. Passion.
You understand that there are some people who are listening that don't understand Yoruba.
So
there's something called the rod of correction. So you have to beat sometimes. But then I think I'm just so gentle when it comes to, in fact, enacting discipline on the person. I'm not that kind of a person that wants to see you in pain, seeing you. Like, I want you to do what I want you to do. But if you fail to do it, the only thing I can do to you is to just remove you out of the equation instead of beating myself or beating you over it. So I don't want you to be my trouble. So my own style is if the person needs cane. Now that the scripture has helped me to balance it a little bit, if you need cane, I'll beat you. You understand? Roger. Apostle, if you need cane, I'll beat you sometime. But then I still realize that I won't beat the way the mother will beat it. Now, are you saying it now? That the reason why she will beat more is because of her parenting.
Okay, for me, I do not agree with our parents' style of parenting to some extent.
Discipline specifically.
To some extent. I'm not against them. I felt that what was lacking in their discipline was understanding. I felt there should be room for communication. Even in your flogging, there were times that we were beaten for what we don't even know. We don't understand what was wrong, and yet I got beaten, and I'm like, is it my fault?
It's
what
not
did
that
I
you
do
don't
wrong?
understand. They use face to talk to you, not here.
Mom can never use face to you that you talk to you and you not hear. We understood from small how they use face to interact with people. Mom was a disciplinarian. Shout out to you, mommy. Very, very strict person. Like she was so strict, and she raised up her heights. There's something she's trying to say.
Every parent has that.
There's something
like,
she's trying to
say. There's a code. There's a code in the house. Everybody, all the parents does that.
I think I love their parenting.
You love it?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are adjustments that should be made. In the sense that every time should not be beaten. And before you beat a child, let the child understand what he or she has done wrong. Because just beating, the child itself will become
an addict
to the cane or something. There should be
flogging.
other measures of punishments too as well. Although my mommy do other measures, but she don't even want to hear it was drastic. Like other measures, she doesn't know how to say kneel down, raise up your ankles to your eyes. So on rare occasion, mommy can use food safe to punish you. Mommy does not. She does not. No. My mommy was a strict person, but I love her because whatever she has done has become part of who I am today. But at the same time, I don't think I want to give it back to my child the way she gave it to me. Because
it was hard.
I had to ask my mom at the point if she wasn't that gave birth to me.
Yeah. So okay. That's like for me. My father was a disciplinarian, like strict disciplinarian, and you dare not do anyhow. You can't. I love them. I love the way, like in general, I love the way they parented me. But then when it comes to discipline, I don't like it. I will be sincere. I really don't like it. I felt.
But I feel that the discipline has made our head to be correct.
If there was no discipline like that, our head will still be correct. Yes.
No.
Our head will still be correct.
No. Wait.
Would you have gone to the street and be stealing now? Would you have been disturbing the whole community because they did not beat you?
You never can help. Wait.
No, I can't tell.
Thank God for Jesus in your life.
I gave my life to Christ, and when I gave my life to Christ, they had no opportunity to beat me again.
That's what I'm trying to let you know now.
Because everything just, the thing just set.
Now, for me, you have to still discipline your child.
I do not say you should not.
No, I'm coming to that. You have to discipline your child. That was the way that they know to discipline us. You understand what I'm trying to say? It has helped to shape the man and woman that we've become.
I agree.
Now look at those, look at this generation now. They are different kind of parenting. And there are some people that believe that they shouldn't beat their children at all. Just let them get away with whatever they are doing. At the long run, many of them turn out to be what they should not be. Which would have been corrected if they were disciplined. That's what I'm trying to say.
I get it.
Although it was too strict, but I would say it helped.
The discipline style. Yes, I did not say it did not help. But I'm just saying that if they had mellowed down, we would have still turned out well. No, you understand. So that's that about discipline. I think we should go into communication. So what was the communication like with your parents?
Communication.
You and your parents.
Was there communication?
You were just living.
I am trying to think.
Did you ever have a meeting in your house?
Meeting. That what happened? My house,
I remember the communication style in our house.
What's the style of government? Like, what is the type of leadership in this?
There's democracy, there's autocratic, and there's those are the, like I'm trying to say, there's
the
type
no democracy in my family. Just remove democracy. Democracy is out of it. I would say maybe autocratic.
That's the autocratic
military
now.
regime.
Like,
kind of.
if I say it,
When they say do something, just do it. There's no time to say why. There's no time to say why not. Just do it first. Obey before.
obey the last instruction.
Obey before complain. When you now finish doing it,
You
cannot complain. But don't complain when you have not done it.
So for us in our house, what we do is this. We used to do morning devotion. So whatever you have done yesterday, you are going to be the message type.
Hey, wele me.
You are the message title in the devotion in the next morning. So because why will you do something like this and they will now go and find the scripture that aligns with what you have
you've done? I like
and
that.
how you should be punished.
I like that.
But now the truth is that if you were not beaten yesterday and you have to be if you are not beaten yesterday, they carried it over. That means it's a message. But if they give it to you back to back that yesterday, there's not going to be preaching about it the next morning. It's over. It's over. So the point we have, the place we have to actually discuss it, it's in the devotion. They talk to us, and then that devotion, you frown your face to leave that devotion because you know that you are actually the culprit in that place. It's like you are the devil.
Actually, in my own house, there's no communication as such, to be honest. The communication we have is we want to collect money for food, we want to collect money for school, things like that.
That's the communication.
That's just the communication we had. There's no, how would I put it? There's no, you did something wrong yesterday. Something they've already beaten you for. Only they want to rebuke you for what you did. So, but there's no time for you to explain yourself as such. There's really time where you have to say what's on your mind or your own side of the story, which I think is wrong.
They won't allow you to talk, to say your mind.
Yeah, I think it affected part of me growing up. There are places where I'm too scared to express myself. And there are times that I'm not wrong and I know I'm not wrong. And I just keep quiet and allow things under the carpet. I felt it was the way I was raised. I think it should be adjusted in the sense that sometimes give the child the room to talk, to express him or herself, to as in just so that the child not be scared when he gets to the midst of his call. That's what causes bullying. They bully somebody, but now keep quiet, cannot talk. Like
Come on. What are you actually referring to?
I'm not referring to anything. I'm not referring to it. I'm just saying because growing up, I was prone to bullying. I went to boarding school, and I was prone to being bullied because I'm the kind of person that if you slap me, I'll never talk, and I'm not gonna report you still.
So for me, I think I fought. I used to fight. I don't care. Like I fought in primary school. I fought in secondary school. But then I guess that's because in our house, my dad, no nonsense. You do anyhow, you see anyhow. And so the punishment and this thing comes. Sometimes my mom begs for us. Like she'll go and beg the joy, the formadi and all that. So she'll beg for us. So growing up, and I was able to, like, my own is that if there is something that somebody has done, there should be a consequence for it, and I know that right from time. So everything you have done in the house, the consequence can either be beating or word discipline. Like they will use word to finish you. So sometimes those words.
That's my daddy.
Those words.
My daddy does not beat. But my daddy just speaks to you, and I think my daddy has not beaten me before, but the person he has beaten in our house is my younger brother, and once, and my mommy was the eyewitness.
My mom can slap you, like she can throw you slap.
There's nothing mom cannot do for you: slap, punch, blow, sit, but who will sit down on you?
Or a bara. If you have had this thing for a bara. Bashila bara.
No, that bara is common.
And it used to sound like bomb by the time it landed on you. Do you know what? You know what that is called. So that's that for communication. They hardly communicate. So for our own side, they communicate a little bit. I think on their own side is a little bit different. What's it with technology in your house? Like
Technology.
growing up. Like,
Okay, we had access to TV, satellite dish, if I remember, while growing up, and mobile phone at some point. At some point, we had access to mobile phone.
I was grown up before we had access to mobile phone. Okay, maybe the grown up I'm trying to say is that I was already in secondary school when my mom got, was it secondary or I was about to finish primary school, when my mom got one bed phone, one small phone like
my
that.
mom, he used one Motorola that used to play game.
And that was it. So I was actually the technologist in the house. There's nothing I cannot do. Like everywhere, anywhere, and I remember one crazy thing. I was trying to look for where in the settings of a phone, how a phone can ring longer. For example, if you call me, like before my mom gets there. Before my mom gets there, the phone has dropped.
Wow,
the line has dropped.
There.
So it should be possible that I can elongate the length. That was what I was searching when I knew everything on that small phone. Everything. So growing up, my dad is kind of frugal when it comes to spending. So he didn't get a phone until very, very like a longer time.
My own house is passed down. Passed down. When I did get a new phone, he would give the phone he was using to my mom.
Okay.
Mom would give the phone she was using to me as the first child. If I was using a phone, I'll give the phone to my younger brother. So once my dad gets a new phone, automatically all of us.
Okay. So in our own case, I think it was kind of like mom bought a phone. You know, normally that phone cannot even get to my hand if it was passed down. So I don't even know what happened to that phone. They had to get my sister a phone next. So the money my dad was supposed to use to get phone, he used it to get a phone for my sister. I think they had to pack the money together for like 3 months before the phone money go complete and things like that. So they got my sister a phone. I was using a phone, and one day she was coming back. Home. They collected the phone from her. All right. So then, Jesus. Who got next? I think Dad got next. Before it was in secondary school. I was in SS2.
Really?
Or SS1. Thereabout. Before I got my first phone.
I think I got phone as I was entering secondary school. Like I already had a phone.
It was June. I think it was one Nokia 2700, one black phone like that, Nokia 2700. If you know this phone, just this phone that I put in here, just tell me. Nokia 2700. So we used to play games and all that. After that, I think I got Express Music. I remember Dad gave me one phone. He was supposed to use that phone. He didn't use it. He kept it at home for a very long time. But I didn't use it for so long before I got my own first phone. So, and technology for them they were not kind of the technology thing. But until GS3 that I was told to go and learn computing. And
yeah,
so that was when I got a lot of interest. I now started doing a lot of things.
You know the thing during our time now, everybody was saying they are trying to go and learn go to computer school. So it was if you manage to go to computer school there, you are like a big girl.
Me, my own computer school was not even computer school. It was
Mavis Big On.
I know use
Mavis Big On.
Beacon.
Sorry.
Now person will use them with that to me, I don't use them. Alright, Mavis Beacon was used to type.
Okay. I used to learn typing.
You learned in a computer school. Me, I learned computer in a cyber cafe. So that's where we used to see Yahoo boys come around, people who come to that's the days of Yahoo Messenger. I know some people don't even know what's called Yahoo Messenger.
My dad opened Facebook. My dad opened Facebook for me then. My dad was open my Facebook account.
Oh, Daddy opened Facebook account for you. If anybody will open Facebook account, let me go open Facebook account for them.
I remember then on his laptop,
so
he opened Facebook
my first email
account.
address was a Yahoo mail, and my own Yahoo was yahoo.co.uk. Like, you understand, I love the idea forget that it is yahoo.co.uk. So when you are calling like, this email address, it makes sense. So and we do Yahoo Messenger. You chat with people. You can enter a chat room. You chat with people you have not seen, you don't know. You can go to Ghana, Cameroon, different countries like that, and you just chat with them. I did a little bit of night browsing because we used to say in the cafe. Now that I've learned to a point and I can do one or two things, then I'll tell my parents, hello sir, I'm not coming home today. I want to do night browsing. There's going to be night browsing in the cafe. They feel like you are learning. Now that time, if I wanted to learn Yahoo or this thing, I would have learned it, because that is what majority of those guys that comes around to do the cafe, apart from some pastors who are sending messages to people abroad and all that. I think only few persons are really doing the legit thing. But the major thing that people do with Yahoo Messenger in those days is actually how to be fraudulent and all that.
I want to ask, did you ever receive scolding for pressing phone for a long time?
Yes, now, of course, it's a normal thing. Our parents are like, what are you doing on your phone? What are you doing on your phone? But I think these days they are spending more time on the phone than we do. Shout out to my mom every morning. She's on. Kini ituti shele, kilo shele. They're not listening to
that's
radio.
Your mom.
They're not listening to radio on Facebook.
That's your mom, anyways. It was actually funny to me because I'm like, once I just wake up in the morning, I just hear There's this guy in Ibadan that used to do radio show.
So that's just that.
My mommy listens to radio, actual radio.
My dad too listens to radio.
So
my mom too radio. So recently she started switching. But you know that radio is like is in the blood. They will just have to listen. They will just have to listen. It's as if the world is coming to an end if they don't listen to radio. That so for them technology was not a thing. I would like to introduce my children to technology as early as possible.
Of course.
In fact, even if I do introduce them to technology,
these ones they born them with computer.
Like the thing is just everywhere.
It's just there.
Everywhere.
So I think it's better to even introduce it to them
yourself,
than an outsider.
Than allow an outsider
introduce them to it. But not like a 3-month-old child watching screen. You should give time before you introduce your child to screen. So,
what do you think of helicopter parenting? Like parents who monitor their children. Were you actually monitored?
Back to back.
Back to back.
No, I was not.
It was kind of they give you independence.
I was not monitored, but I don't know whether to say I was given independence to make a decision. But I can say to some extent I was allowed to make decisions on my own. For example, the course I was going to, my course of study, the school I would like to go to, even though I didn't achieve that until later much. So I would say to some extent I was given room for independence in some aspects of my life. When it comes to outing, going out, visiting friends, I think I didn't have a say on that. I only go out on their permission.
Of course, you have to go out with the permission of your parents.
There's no, so I can say to some extent I was independent in some of my choices.
Yes, because I guess that's because you went to boarding school. Boarding school too, for me, you're kind of free to a level as long as you are not with them. To an extent, you are free, you are independent. They give you the money, you are the one that knows how you're going to spend it. Like how long it's going to take in your hand for you to spend your money and things like that, what you buy and what you don't buy. So that level of independence actually came from the fact that we left home quickly. Just when I did 6 years in secondary school and it was boarding school. 6 years. It was kind of, so when I came back, of course they were like, our child is back, you understand, but they don't know that a lot of rain has fallen and a lot of water has passed under the bridge. So like it is not now very easy for them to capture you again, because let me say at this point that when you send your child to a boarding house, you lose a part of them. you lose a part of them that you can never gain back when they come back, when they return. So you can't get it back. So I was saying it like after SS3, like now I'm grown up, like I know what to do. So I chose my course, chose everything, do everything.
Tell you that you feel jam in the school.
So did jam in school, so everything
unlike
was
this
kind
one
of
that bringing their jam from home.
So
Then that we're still feeling paper jam form. Some people take their jam from home. We didn't have the luxury or the opportunity to take our jam from home. We filled it right in the school.
So and that was it. So I think my parents didn't monitor me too much.
My parents.
I did a lot of bad things. Anyway, I'm not here to reveal every of the bad things.
No, I think at one point or the other, many of us did some things that we went out. Yes, we went out of the road of salvation. They were trying to. They are trying to push us. So we went out small. So.
Okay, so. I think parents should pay attention to their children as much as you give them independence. They should also.
Don't tell yourself to monitoring spirit too. Don't plant CCTV on their body.
You won't plant CCTV on their body, but if I give my baby or my son a phone, I would definitely
of course
have an account on that phone.
Of course.
Thank God for Google Child Safety.
Exactly.
Family link. I'll link it so that. They may know. I'll tell them I'm monitoring you. You understand? But then they
I think
still
that
have.
is necessary to guide them.
I can such that I can switch off. My son is on phone 10 p.m. I'll switch off the phone. Do not come on until until it is time. I mean, probably later in the evening when he comes back from school. So that's that about it. Helicopter parenting.
I want to say something.
Okay.
I think. One thing our parents did while we were growing up was that they were always right. They have this thought of whatever I say is correct
and is right.
And for me,
they don't believe they are wrong
exactly.
At any time.
As for me, I think that's not good enough. And some of them actually know they are wrong, but they don't have the ability to admit in front of that child.
Yes.
I feel it is an error. No, I feel it is an error.
It is.
Because I feel we are not 100% correct. I think it's to give the child boldness.
You cannot be always
right.
Correct.
And to help your child to grow up to know that it's okay to make mistakes. But when you present yourself as always right, I'm always right, I can't make mistakes. The child will be scared of even taking some steps because he does not want to make mistakes, thinking that he has perfect parents. So I believe that one thing that I would like to add to my knowledge of my parenting is that when I am wrong, I should learn to admit that I made a mistake and I was wrong.
That's the type of value you would like to imbibe in your children. Like they will learn it, instill it in them.
I am wrong. Don't be afraid to tell your
I'm
child
sorry.
Like our parents, that sorry they had them.
Have your mommy as well said I'm sorry?
Sorry, had them.
It's a taboo. It's a taboo to say I'm sorry.
Sorry, just they had them. You be like, if you say sorry, will you die?
It's a taboo to say sorry. They cannot say sorry. So
No. I think we should be able to tell our children sorry when we are wrong. I think it is a trait that is good for them to learn, and it will be easier for them to even say sorry as an adult when they are wrong.
Okay. So, do your parents prioritize trophy, like
best
achievement, best in this from school and
not
all
really,
that?
No. My parents are fine so far as you're doing well in school. You're not coming last position. It doesn't really matter if you collected best in clinic or best in anything.
You should do well in our own house. You must do well. You must do well because I think probably because of the precedence that has been left. My sisters are doing well, so if you cannot, why will you not do well now? You just
parents
must
are
do
illiterate, both father and mother.
You just must do well. So,
but they are doing well. So
I think trophy was a thing in our house. So we come home. I remember. They used to tell my younger sister when all your elder brother and sister were in school, they used to come out with good position. They come out with them. You not come out with them. You're like, Coleto, it's not as hard as it. So I think for them, it's a thing. it's a thing for them. They just like the idea of this thing. So
the other thing I think was a thing for my dad, especially, was boarding school. My dad just wanted us
to go and suffer.
And in fact, not just any ordinary boarding school, military school at that. My daddy loves uniform.
He wanted you to go to.
So you understand. So I think that was the thing for my dad. My daddy was not really all about your awards. Shall do well and finish whatever you are doing.
From primary 1 to primary 6, I took first.
I give it to you. Although in primary school, I didn't get any. I didn't get any award in secondary school, but in primary school, to some extent, first position. Before I changed school, I started having like fifth position.
It was in secondary school. I started like I was not too good in secondary school. It was until my SS2 that I now picked up. I now picked up back in SS2.
My parents were fine with it anyway. So
my first jam, my dad, I think I scored 258 in jam.
You tried.
And my father, that's my boy. You know, he was happy, and you get it. I think that was the last time I got that's my boy.
Try again later. My own first jam.
Alright, so trophy for them was a thing. It's good. It's good to encourage your children to do well, to beat the best, and be the best. I think the push, that extra push, that your parents will be happy when you get back home with a good result, will actually motivate you to do more. I think so. And so.
But we too were not doing bad.
I just feel sometimes it is just needed. It's just needed. So won't you encourage your son or your daughter?
It won't be bad. I didn't get any best in physics, best in math. So if you have a child that can get it, why not?
Yes, now. So yes, you can just push them to succeed. That's just it. So okay. Do you see any truth? Like some criticize boomers, like those are our parents, for raising a self-centered generation. Is it true?
Self-centered.
Like, did they create you, or the values they were instilling in you, did they make you to become self-centered, to fight for yourself, or be kind?
For me, they didn't raise me to be self-centered. In fact, they raised me more to be selfless. But I think one of the bad traits I had with the method of training was I was timid. And thank God for the kind of husband I married. Anyways, to some extent, I'm still timid. Inability to express myself. I just want to keep everything in, and I find it like that too in most of my siblings. So I was thinking that maybe because of the way we were brought up, you hardly get to express yourself and how you're feeling about a particular situation. So it has brought us to the point where even when you're not being treated right, you just have to keep quiet and accept it like that. So I think that's one of the negative traits, I would say, that discipline kept in me. So it's now taking conscious effort as an adult to express myself.
So that's the scar of BAD parenting. Let me not call it out. All right, so for me, you see, every parent wants their children to be selfless, but at the same time not to come back home with hurt and being cheated. So I remember when I was in secondary school, they would steal my clothes and all that. I would go back home and I would go and tell my parents that I wanted jail, and they'll buy another one for me. But I think with time, I got like, wait, is this how life will continue? So if you steal mine, I'll steal yours. Like, fap my own, and I fap people.
But
so
school things.
So I got the school things. So, but then I changed before I left the school. I changed drastically. So I think one should just, you should train your children to become selfless. Now, this video, the reason why while I was thinking about it, I was like, now the things we are talking about are about our parents. A time will come, we'll be looking back how we have also, both of us, have raised our own children. So this is going to be like a throwback to say that, yes, did you actually fulfill the things you say your parent did bad? Did you actually change at the end of the day why you were raising your own children? So I think for me, I'm exhausted with some of the things I want to say about our parents. But parenting today, like, what do you think about the style of parenting that you see today?
I think parenting today is going, I don't know how to put it, it's going haywire. in the sense that we're giving our children too much soft hand, and with the mindset of our parents didn't do well, our parents' method were not the best. People are now totally abandoning our parents' method and picking up new things that, for me, there's no discipline in it. I'm not saying our parents' method were the best, but look at what your parents did good and what your parents did bad. Try and fine-tune the bad ones. Sift it out. You can use the good ones, because you can't tell me that they were utterly wrong or true. No, they were not. To the glory of God, my mom was a disciplinarian. I've picked out some things that I would not like to do for my children. But at the same time, whatever she has done has raised me to be the good woman. I'm a good person. to the person I am today. If she hadn't done that, I don't know where I would have been. So I'm very grateful to her. But does not change the fact that there are some things she did and I wouldn't want to repeat. You understand? So for me, I think parents of today, I'm not against gentle parenting. Please, gentle parenting is very fine.
I like it.
But don't let your children, don't let your children go haywire, all in the name of gentle parenting. And nobody should beat my child. Back then, I remember they said that it takes one person to give birth to a child, and it takes a community to raise a child. I agree with that saying. I agree with that saying. I don't know of you. But for me, with this generation of parents, let's try to add discipline to whatever we are doing.
We will wait and see how you add discipline as your children grows up. Thank you very much for your time. Wow. We will wait to see.
My husband is not agreeing with my own opinion.
The truth is that for me, I don't want trouble. So I don't want trouble. I don't want stress for anybody. And so I want my children to have a good experience and good.
Nobody's saying they should not have good experience. Of course, I have good experience.
Good experience
of course, me. I have good experience of my parents. So you have good experience of me. But that doesn't.
I have some terrible experience of my parents. Let me be sincere. Some terrible experience. I'm serious. Now I'm not bitter. I am just trying to say I won't raise my child the way they raised me. Simple. So it's going to be gentle here.
I won't raise my children in some of the ways they raised me.
So please, in the comment section, can you please write some of the experience you had with your parents?
Exactly. Share with us.
Share with us some of those things you feel were not right and some things that were right. Have you ever stolen money? And I remember when I stole money, they beat the hell out of me. And now that one is fine. That one is fine. You know what you did and you were wrong, and they corrected you. So, but the things that you did not know and they still beat you, there are ways by which they discipline you that you don't like and things like that. So please write in the comment section and let us know. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, you are very welcome. And then one other thing I think you should do for us is, can you share this with somebody?
Yeah, share.
Yes, please share this with somebody. I've just been stuck in 200, I've been 100 and something subscribers. I still going to 10,000 far. I still going to 100,000. So please share it with somebody. Put it on your comment section. In your in your status. Put it on your Facebook. Share it with somebody and let them come watch what we have here. Thank you very much for staying tuned with us again today. We are glad to have you, and then we'll keep on seeing you and meeting you each time we come around. We love you so much. Please, but you must subscribe, okay? And you must share it with somebody. We'll see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye.